Hi, sixth graders. We're doing lesson 106 today. This is actually the last lesson we will be doing from the book for this school year, okay? Now, this lesson is about two-step equations, okay? Now, we've done equations before where we had to figure out what a variable is, where we had to figure out what a letter is, okay, with one step. Today we're moving on to two steps. Now, this may be difficult, okay, but that's okay because you are going to do this type of thing next year, and then you'll really hit it hard next year, and then after that, when you hit pre-algebra and algebra, this is a lot of pre-algebra and algebra, okay? So this might be your first introduction to something like this, okay? So let's look at this first example that we're given. 3n minus 1 equals 20. Let's think about what this means. That means we have 3 times some number, and if we multiply those together and then take away 1, we get 20, okay? So let's think about that. What if I said, well, I'm going to multiply 3 times some number. If I didn't take away 1, then this answer would be 1 bigger, right? So that means that if I just have 3 times some number, if I didn't take away the 1, that this answer would be 1 bigger, which is 21, okay? So hopefully now you can see what n is going to be, right? If I know one factor and the product, I can divide the product by the factor to find the missing factor. 21 divided by 3 is 7. N equals 7. Now when we do these kinds of problems, it's best to check ourselves. We're saying that n is equal to 7. So to check myself, it's really easy. Take the 7, put it back in the place of the n, and see if this whole equation is true. 7. So I'm saying 3 times 7. 3 times 7 is 21. Minus 1 is 20. Is equal to 20. Is 20 equal to 20? Yes. So my answer for n being 7 is correct. Okay? Now, an algebraic way of looking at this would be to say that, let me erase this here, that I've got 3 times some number, I take away 1, and I get 20, okay? Just like we said a minute ago, what if I didn't take away the 1? So I'm going to add the 1 back, okay? So I'm going to say add the 1, and when you're dealing with equations like this, if you do something on the left side of the equal sign, you got to do the same thing on the right side of the equal sign. So I'm going to add 1 to both sides, okay? So then I end up with 3, n is equal to 21, which is what we got a minute ago, okay? So this is showing it algebraically. When we did it a minute ago, we just kind of reasoned it out in our heads to get to this point, okay? Let's try a few more examples. If you find this difficult, it's okay. Okay, let's look at our next one. 5x plus 2 is equal to 17. Let's think about what this means. 5 times some number, okay, I get that answer, and then I add 2 to it, and after I add 2, I get 17. So what if I didn't add the 2? What would 5x be equal to? 15. If I didn't add the 2, then the 5x would be equal to 15. Okay, now do you see what x is going to be? I know the one factor, I know the product. Product divided by factor will give me my other factor. X has to be equal to 3. Now let's check ourselves. Put 3 back in for x. 3 times 5 is 15. 15 plus 2 is supposed to be equal to 17. Well, 15 plus 2, that's 17. Is 17 equal to 17? Yep, so we did it correctly. Let's look at this one. 3y minus 4 is equal to 11. 3 times some number, and I got that answer, and then I took 4 away, and I got 11. What if I didn't take the 4 away? This answer would be 4 bigger, right? So let's make it 4 bigger. So the 3y must be equal to 15. So y is equal to 3. Not 3. 5. Let's see. Put a 5 in for y. Oops, up here. 3 times 5 is 15. 15 minus 4, it's 11. Does 11 equal 11? Yep. Okay. Okay. So some of these you may be able to just tell the answer just by looking at it, because you know your multiplication facts pretty well, and you can see what's close. Okay. Some of these you may have to reason out a little more. Okay. I want you to try your practice set. If it's frustrating, that's okay. Do your best. Pause the video, do your practice set, and then come back. Okay, let's look at these, guys. Okay, your instruction said to figure out what the variable stood for, to solve it, and then to check yourself. Okay, so 3 times some number plus 1 gave us 16. If we didn't add the 1, our answer would be 15, right? So 3n has to be equal to 15. So 15 divided by 3, n must be 5. Let's check ourselves. Put n back in. Put 5 back in for n. 3 times 15, or 3 times 5 is 15, plus 1 is 16. 16 is equal to 16. That is correct. B, 2x minus 1 is equal to 9. If I didn't subtract the 1, my answer would be 1 bigger. So I'll say 2x is equal to 10. X is equal to 5. Check ourselves. 2 times 5 is 10, minus 1 is 9. 9 is equal to 9. C, 3y minus 2 is equal to 22. If I didn't subtract the 2, my answer here would be 2 bigger. Let's make it 2 bigger, 24. 3y is equal to 24. Divide by 3 on both sides. Y is equal to 8. Okay, put 8 back in. 3 times 8 is 24, minus 2 is 22. D, 5m plus 3 is equal to 33. If I didn't add the 3, then my answer here would be 3 smaller. So 5m is equal to 30. M is equal to 6. Put 6 back in. 5 times 6 is 30. Plus 3, yes, is 33. 4w minus 1 is 35. If I didn't subtract the 1, my answer would be 1 bigger. 4w is equal to 36. Divide by 4. W is equal to 9. Let's put 9 back in. 4 times 9 is 36. Minus 1, 35. 7a plus 4 is 25. If I didn't add the 4, my answer would be 4 smaller. 7a is equal to 21. A is equal to 3. Let's put 3 back in. 7 times 3 is 21, plus 4 is 25. Okay? Okay, guys. I hope you did well. I hope you're not too frustrated. And I hope this was a good exposure to two-step equations, okay? You guys are headed into thinking more algebraically, okay, as you head into 7th grade, okay? Okay, have a good day, guys. Bye.